how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Preston Sibley, Mainly Niagara. Today I'm going to be interviewing Justin Preston. Justin is the founder of Rise Against Bullying, and he's also an ambassador for the Kids Help Phone. I want you guys to meet Justin in just a second, but I'm going to be hopping into a Zoom call to talk to him about Rise Against Bullying. And since today is Bell Let's Talk Day, I'm going to ask him a few questions about that. Enjoy the video. Peace.
Hi, my name is Justin Preston, and I am the founder of a global campaign called Rise Against Bullying and a national ambassador to Kids Help Phone. What I do at Rise Against Bullying is I am a support base for the Niagara community. I bring people together that feel like they aren't worth it, and at the end of the day, I make them feel that they are worth it. When we stand together, we're able to build each other up instead of kicking each other down, and that's what Rise Against Bullying is all about. Love and kindness always wins. And with Kids Help Phone is available 24/7, 365 days a year, and also has access to the crisis text line. You are not alone, and I am proud to be able to have resources and tools from Kids Help Phone that I'm able to now pass on to other young people and parents that reach out to me.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Justin Preston. And Justin is the founder of Rise Against Bullying. So, Justin, thank you for coming on the channel today. How are you?
I'm very well, and thank you again for inviting me. I absolutely appreciate it.
So, would you like to give a little backstory about yourself?
Of course. So I started sharing my story at a very young age. Unfortunately, I was bullied for being gay. I came out at a very young age and kind of made myself into a target board throughout my community. Going through school was very tough, and mental health, dealing with depression, anxiety, trying to fit in. So I ended up sharing my story, and from sharing my story inside of my school, I ended up going to other schools and sharing my story across Canada. And it was absolutely amazing how using my voice to speak up for the voiceless, how people were listening and relating. And this is where I kind of try to be the beacon of light for the 15-year-old Justin that's out there that didn't have anyone, that felt alone, that felt like he didn't belong. So I tell myself every day, be there for those that can't be there for themselves, because if I'm able to be a positive influence, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. A lot to process when you're thinking about it. So, what is your role in the Rise Against Bullying?
So I'm the founder of Rise Against Bullying. I started that in September 3rd, 2012. How that came around was I ended up sharing my story in silence by sharing my story with cue cards on YouTube in 2011 on December 4th. By sharing my story online, it kind of went a little viral within the Niagara community, and I ended up getting a lot of outpouring support from everyone all around, letting me know that I wasn't alone and that I was loved, and they appreciated my courage and bravery for sharing. And from doing that, I now decided that I needed to not use my personal account because I was getting so many messages of advice and what to do, and parents reaching out to me on what they can do as well. And this is where I knew I needed to start something. And I created a Facebook page, not knowing it was going to turn into a huge global campaign. And I am now the face of Rise Against Bullying, and I work with so many people all around by using my messages and sharing their messages and, you know, in a sense, shining light on others, being there for everyone and being a community member. So my purpose with Rise Against Bullying, I've been doing this all by myself for almost 10 years. And I am now very fortunate to have very supportive family and a partner and two amazing, beautiful girls that always cheer me on with everything that I do. So it's so nice to be able to push out positivity.
That's interesting and a great way to put yourself out there and to help other people in the community and around the world. So, Justin, as you know, today is Bell Let's Talk Day. And what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to you?
So Bell Let's Talk is very important for many reasons, because a simple tweet message, phone call with the hashtag Bell Let's Talk. And if you have a Bell provider and while you're calling your friends or texting today, 5 cents gets donated to Bell. And Bell then takes that money and donates it all across Canada to mental health programs to help people that are in need. And it's a day that we really raise awareness on mental health. But I think it's so important to raise awareness on mental health 365 days a year as well, because this day is a day that it kind of pushes everyone to a more understanding way, more education, learning of things that people don't know about, just like depression, anxiety, and so on. This is the day that people are able to share their stories, whether they have anxiety and they're not ashamed, or if you do have an anxiety and you feel ashamed. I feel that Bell Let's Talk is a day that opens up so many people's stories on sharing with their own personal health and mental health.
So is there a way that people who don't have Bell as a provider to help, or how is that possible?
So if you have social media, if you have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all you have to do to take part in this today is use the hashtag Bell Let's Talk. And by using that one hashtag, you can use it multiple times. So, I mean, you can make 20 tweets. Your friends might not like that. But with the hashtag Bell Let's Talk, every tweet, every hashtag used, that's 5 cents that you're able to donate towards mental health. And I just think it's so wonderful how social media can be such a powerful tool to raise money.
It's cool, and I'm definitely gonna do that later. I encourage everyone who is watching this video to tweet, make a post, even just on a story, of just using the hashtag Bell Let's Talk. So Justin, you also work with Kids Help Phone, is that correct?
Yes, I'm one of their national ambassadors. So I work with them, but I'm not working like employed by Kids Help Phone, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
So what's your part? Like, what's your role?
So I'm a national Kids Help Phone ambassador. So I am very fortunate. I I bring awareness to the charity that is a crisis line at 1-800-668-6868. Any young person all across the world, if they're dealing with any problem, big or small, or if you're in crisis and need someone to speak with, they're there and they're available 24/7, 365 days a year. And how it came about with Kids Help Phone was there was a time where I absolutely felt very alone. I was dealing with a breakup, I was dealing with coming out, and I was also dealing with bullying. And not having the opportunity to speak with my mother on how I was personally feeling, I felt more that I could pick up the phone and talk to somebody. And there was a time that I felt at my lowest that I ended up picking up the phone. I searched online a couple of things because I was feeling really sad. And a lovely lady ended up picking up the phone at Kids Help Phone. And she spoke with me for over an hour and a half while I was crying, while I felt the world was crashing, all these negative thoughts in my head. And after I hung up that phone speaking with one of the counselors, it made me feel so much better hearing that it was okay to be different and to, keep moving forward and that I'm not alone in this world. And it was those simple messages that kind of really, really helped me. Um, and it's amazing from once being a person that used the service to now being a national Kids Help Phone ambassador, being able to help other young people access what I was able to access, and that's support.
Yeah, so guys, if you need help with any of the topics that Justin mentioned, and I'm sure there's 100 more, don't hesitate to get in contact with the Kids Help Phone. Their number's in the description. So, Justin, for people who don't think they have like the courage to talk to someone, or if they're always around their parents or something and have no place to go and don't feel comfortable talking around their parents or family members, is there a way for them to get in contact with the Kids Help Phone or anyone like them?
Yes, so if they don't feel comfortable with calling, there's now an opportunity to use crisis text line, which is powered by Kids Help Phone. So all any young person would have to do is text the word home to 686868. Adults can now text wellness to 741 and essential workers can also text the word frontline to 741 as well. And I think it's just so beautiful catching up with this generation. And I was a person that used the phone, and I'd rather text myself if I were to deal with my own personal issues. So I'm really happy that there's an opportunity now for young people, adults, and essential workers to have a place to go.
Yeah. So, if you were the person who had called, and let's say a different you had answered, and so, what's one piece of advice that you would give your younger self to keep moving?
So I wish I would be able to look at myself in the mirror when I was younger and say, I love that person that I'm looking at. Just take 30 seconds just to look at myself and to love myself a little more because I ended up feeling what others said about me was very true. I started to believe anything that was said was true about me. And the lack of self esteem and love that I had for myself was very self destructing. And what I would want for any young person that feels the way that I once felt is to be able to reach out to someone that they love, whether it is their parents or maybe they trust their friends. I think it's really important to let out what you're experiencing and letting other people know and giving them a chance to come inside of your life to help you, whether you need it or not. But support is always important.
Yeah. So, guys, talk to a parent, friend, guardian, teacher, whoever's in your life, and it might not seem that someone cares, um, but there's always at least one person in your life who will care, and they always should be willing to talk to you if there's something wrong. Before we move on, is there anything else you would like to say regarding this topic?
I think having support is really important. So I like you mentioned, a parent, a guardian, a teacher, or somebody that is a positive influence in your life. I think it's really important because if we know that we're not receiving positive from certain people, then we know in a sense that we need to find someone positive and open-minded to be able to release on how you feel. So make sure that you have that supportive group, that those positive friends, to be able to hang on with what you're going through.
Yeah, and guys, if you come to my channel, there's no bullying, there's no judging. You get warnings if you do that in the comment section. And I'm always open to talk to people. My DMs are always open, my emails. I even have the fan phone number in the description. You guys can get in contact with that. And when I'm not busy, then I'd be willing to talk to you guys. So, Justin, I was doing some research about yourself and the Rise Against Bullying, and I came across the logo with a bunch of the words inside. What's that about? Like, do all those words mean something to one thing?
Yeah, actually, I have my shirt here. Are you talking about this?
Yeah, that's the logo.
So that is the Rise Against Bullying logo. And when I was a kid, I used to always go like this with my hands.
Hmm.
And I always, far away, would always throw my hands with a heart. And while creating a logo, I really wanted to do something with love. I think this world needs more love. So when I created the heart-shaped logo, I wanted to add negative words at the bottom and positive words at the top. So as we're rising up, we're rising against negativity, we're rising against discrimination, we're rising against bullying. And that's where I came up with the name Rise Against Bullying was from my logo, trying to place negative words at the bottom and the good words floating up. And, I think it's just absolutely a beautiful how it was all perfectly placed with all the wordings and making sure the wordings were too offensive at the same time with just trying to get to the point. But I really appreciate you doing research and
Oh
looking
yeah.
into
And
my logo that I cherish.
do you have a team who works with you, or do you do this all by yourself, or?
I'm very, like I mentioned before, it's just me. I've been tackling on this whole entire thing. but I'm very appreciative and I do get a lot of help from my partner and my two little beautiful girls.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for them, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do. Traveling, trying to prepare, getting my stuff together. It's really amazing of the power of family when they absolutely believe in your message and they're there to help me. And that's in a sense I would have to say, yeah, I do have a team, which is my family. But everything that I do online, my speakings, all that stuff was run by me. All the commenting, all the messaging, emails, bookings. I do everything myself. And now it's just been a little more easier having my family jump on board saying, "Oh, Justin, you're doing too much at once. Like, can we do something to help you?" And it's been so helpful because I sometimes think I'm Superman and I'm so used to being busy and multitasking and talking to three people at once and then calling somebody and then jumping on an email. Like, I'm very organized in my brain, but the outside of trying to get my stuff together and my business cards and t-shirts, it's just a mess.
Hmm. So you mentioned you have two girls of yourself, and how does that affect anything? Like you can't travel as much, well, other than what's happening right now, but sometimes you can't go places, or it's a lot more work or something like that.
Yeah, so my two little ones, usually when I would travel to Toronto or do my interviews or my speaking engagements, usually they're in school as well. So again, that's where my family jumps in and they're able to come and, take them for a few hours. But I could only go to so many events and have all these pictures to show them afterwards where they're starting to feel left out. Like, why can't we go to this? Why can't we go to that? So I started taking them along with me when I was doing the Rainbow Crosswalk in Niagara Falls on Queen Street.
Hmm.
Um, I I thought it was just so wonderful having my children with us, and they were just so positive and happy, and they were excited to see a rainbow painted on the sidewalk, and they were so good. But they kind of got to see a little more of my life and what I do as an advocate and a leader, influencer within the Niagara community.
Yeah, and you can get them involved by the littlest things that will make them want to continue or make them happy without them knowing that they're even doing the work.
And that's the most amazing thing. So the youngest one, who's 8, she always says sharing is caring.
Hmm.
And if someone was to make her bucket empty, I asked her, "What do you mean your bucket feels empty?" And she said, "When you put positive words inside my bucket, I feel happy. But when you say something mean or negative, my bucket feels empty." And I'm like, wow, for an 8-year-old, I think that is such an amazing way because we want that bucket filled every day.
That's what
So they're getting smarter.
it's what everyone should feel. Um,
Yes.
all right, guys. So, like we were saying, if you guys need help with anything, don't hesitate to get in contact with the Kids Help Phone or any of the other numbers that apply to all the links, all the numbers, everything you guys can think of will be in the description of this video. Just go check it out. And then, like we mentioned, today is Bell Let's Talk Day. So remember, just post something on your story, even if it's just the hashtag Bell Let's Talk. Post a photo of yourself, your family, and just use that hashtag Bell Let's Talk, and we'll be donating 5 cents to Bell. Um, Anything else you wanted to talk about, Justin?
I just absolutely appreciate Bellet's Talk Day because it's a day to start having a conversation on mental health, giving people the opportunities to start sharing their stories. And by posting a simple picture of yourself, of your family, or your dog, and using the hashtag Bellet's Talk, how 5 cents gets donated to Bell, and Bell then contributes it to mental health programs all across Canada. Every year we're breaking the goal of how many texts and tweets and hashtags being used. So I really hope that we're able to break a goal this year by sending over more than 50 million hashtag texts, messages, and tweets. It's just really amazing how social media works.
Mm-hmm. And guys, if you guys are thinking, oh, there's millions of people who do it, and my one hashtag isn't gonna matter if I would do it, it does. It takes 2 seconds of your time to post a photo or post something in your story and type those few words of Bell Let's Talk in a hashtag. And right there, you just donated 5 cents for taking 2 seconds of your day to do something. Justin, I appreciate you coming on the show today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you again so much for having this amazing opportunity.
You.
I'm smiling ear to ear just being able to have an opportunity with you. Somebody so young that just like yourself that is making such a huge difference by jumping on platforms and chasing your dreams. And I just want to say thank you again for the opportunity of having me because I really appreciate you.
And I appreciate you coming on. And guys, everything we do on this channel is to support people and to grow bigger. We've made videos on anti-bullying messages. I've done a don't give up and follow your dreams videos before. So like Justin was saying, and I've said in the past, don't give up, never stop dreaming, because without dreams, you're not going to succeed. If I say to myself that I want to continue doing YouTube and I eventually go and then say, oh, it's not going to happen, so I stop, I'm going to go nowhere in life. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get to where you want to be. So like I was saying, never give up. Don't stop dreaming. Justin, I appreciate you one more time for coming on this show. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Stay safe out there. Bye. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Preston, Sibley, Mainly Niagara. Justin, I had so much fun making this video with you. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Guys, make sure you go follow all of us on our social medias that are on the screen right now. We just updated the merch. If you guys want to go check that out, the link is in the description. My name is Preston, Sibley, Mainly Niagara. Make sure to post a story with the hashtag Bell Let's Talk to donate 5 cents to mental health. Hope you guys are all staying safe and have a wonderful day. Peace.